Amazing animal superpowers. Too bad us humans don't have real superpowers. Like insects. That would be like off
From
the chain.
immortality to creating zombies, here are 9 incredible animal superpowers.
That spider was epic. That a Brazilian
Number
one?
9.
They give
Hairy
you a
frog.
painful
This frog
boner?
breaks its own bones to grow claws. Also known as the horror frog or the Wolverine frog, with good reason, it is located in Central Africa. Its name comes from the hair that grows on its sides. It's actually not really hair, but thin, skin-like structures that protrude from its body that looks like hair. But what makes this frog so amazing isn't its hair at all. It's its claws. Its claws are made of bone that it can project through its skin by breaking its toe bones. When the frog feels threatened or under attack, it will push these broken bones out of its feet to produce claws. As the bone pushes outward, a bone nodule close to the outside of the foot adds a sharp point to the frog's bones, making them look and act just like claws. And unlike all other animals with claws, the Wolverine frog's claws are not covered in a protective coating of keratin. These frogs are attacking with their actual bones. A frog with similar superpowers was also discovered recently in Japan. Known as the Aton frog, it also conceals a retractable spike for fighting. Scientists aren't certain if the bones ever retract after they have broken through the skin, but considering the Wolverine frog's amazing ability, it's likely that over time the bones recess back into the foot until they are needed again. Number 8. The mantis shrimp. It might be tiny, but this little shrimp packs a massive punch. Even though they are only 4 inches long, they are one of the strongest animals in the world. The mantis shrimp have clubs they use to punch and destroy their prey. The shrimp has developed a complex muscular structure that actually winds up the shrimp's punching arm like a spring. When the shrimp is ready to attack, it releases the spring-loaded club with the force of a bullet shot from a .22 caliber gun. The punch accelerates over 50 miles per hour with a force of over 330 pounds. That's up to 2,500 times the shrimp's own weight. Scientists have to keep these shrimp in thick plastic tanks because their punch can easily smash glass. If a person could hit that hard, they could break steel. Besides the actual clubs, the force and speed the shrimp uses to attack creates bubbles that are so strong that they act like a shockwave, stunning the prey first, then knocking it down. In essence, a mantis shrimp punch acts and feels like multiple hits, even though it's just one stroke. In order to punch that hard without breaking their clubs, mantis shrimp have a special shock-absorbent core called a Bulligan structure. This keeps small cracks from breaking completely, and researchers are trying to imitate this structure to design thin, light materials strong enough to stop explosives. Number 7. The immortal jellyfish. Known as the Benjamin Button of the sea, these tiny jellyfish transform from an adult back into a baby, and they can do it over and over again. They are barely visible to the human eye, with an adult jelly reaching an average of 4.5 millimeters, about the size of your pinky nail. What makes this animal so amazing is the fact that it can live forever. They can live and die for usual, but if they sense some like starvation or physical injury, the immortal jellyfish can transform all of its existing cells into a younger state. The jellyfish turns itself into a blob, then a polyp colony, which is the first stage of jellyfish life. This colony can spawn hundreds of genetically identical jellyfish. Because of their ability to change their cellular structure, scientists have been studying the tiny jellyfish in hopes of helping people who suffer from cellular disease. This continual cycle of regeneration or self-cloning is what makes the jellyfish, in essence, the only known animal known to live forever. Number 6. The Malaysian exploding ant. The fire ant might have a painful sting, but just wait until you meet its cousin, the Malaysian exploding ant, also known as the kamikaze ant. The Malaysian ant looks like a regular ant, but the soldiers carry a deadly weapon. The ant has poisonous sacs from its mandible to its abdomen. If it feels threatened, the soldier ant will contract its muscles and literally explode, spraying the poison on its enemy by squeezing itself to death. The poison is like a glue to their enemies. When the ant explodes, the poison and the dead ant are permanently stuck to their attacker, who may then suffer a slow and painful death. If it survives, it will probably stay away from these ants in the future. The soldier ant takes its job very seriously. Scientists have witnessed the kamikaze soldier ant leave the safety of its colony and run off to protect not only their home, but their foraging areas.
Now
This ant is the only known animal in the animal kingdom that will protect its kind from so far away through self-sacrifice.
Wow.
Number 5.
Straight
the mimic
kamikaze.
octopus.
Built-in
Just like its
kamikaze.
name suggests, what makes this octopus
at
special
that
is its
octopus.
ability to mimic other creatures. It will take on the colors, shapes, and movements of known predators in order to travel safely around.
Oh,
It
I
has been known
remember
to
that.
mimic up to
I've never
15
seen that.
different animals, including
For real?
Yeah, I have
jellyfish,
seen that.
eels, sea snakes, dragonfish, sole, mantis shrimp, and
Dang, no wonder
stingrays. The
superhero-
mimic octopus is highly
super-
That thing is
intelligent and has
incredible. I
found a
remember
way
that
to
one.
fight off threats
That
it may
is
come across
amazing. Oh,
by
that
learning
is
how to
deep.
act like
Christ.
its
That was
predator's
crazy.
predator.
I forgot though. I
For
forgot what it
example,
was
when
like.
moving into an area
how does it
full of
know?
deadly damselfish, deadly for it will mimic a sea snake because
But
it
how
knows
does
that
it
the sea
know
snake is the damselfish's
what the
worst
colors
enemy.
to take on?
Scientists
I don't know,
say
man.
that the mimic octopus is the only known species to mimic more than just one animal. What is even more fascinating
That
is that
is
the octopus
crazy.
doesn't only take on the shape and color
Look
of
at the
other
ground
animals,
movement.
but also its movement. It will sit with 2 tentacles in a prayer position to imitate a mantis shrimp, lay flat on the ocean floor to
Wow.
mimic a sole, and it will scurry about sideways to act like a crab. Number 4.
That
the
is
platypus.
deep.
The platypus
It's
is
pretty
known as one of the world's strangest and cutest animals.
That looks
The
cute.
platypus is
It
a
actually
3-foot-long
does.
mammal found in Australia.
It looks like it
They
has
have
a
tail
natural
like a beaver,
smile.
a bill like a duck, and a
Yeah.
body like an otter.
It's
They are
Perry.
only one of 2 mammals that lay
Perry
eggs and
platypus.
live without a stomach. The platypus
So this
has
without a
special folds of
stomach?
skin that, when they are underwater,
It's a
fold
mammal
over
that
and
lays
cover the
eggs.
animal's eyes and
I don't
ears.
know if I could live
But
without
even
a
without the
stomach.
use of its
I
eyes
think I
or
like
ears,
food
the
too much.
platypus
Me
is still
too.
able to
Thank
catch
God
and
for a
locate its
stomach.
prey. It does this through a process called
That is
electroreception. Though electroreception
It's a
is
mammal,
common
but
in
it lays
fish, most
eggs,
notably
like
sharks, the
other
platypus is
animals.
the only mammal
What's
with
the name of
this
the animal?
sixth sense.
Oh, that's 6
There are
cents.
large pores on the
I
platypus
love his
bill
mouth,
that
like
detect
his bill.
electrical fields. Because all living things have an electrical field, the platypus is able to use this electroreception to
Oh,
its
that's
advantage. The platypus can detect different levels and movements of electrical fields and differentiate between them.
It's
If
like
the
that thing
platypus's
been this
bill is
big, it's just
stimulated
been
by
like
the small
sewed
shock
onto
of a
its
shrimp,
face.
it will
It do
follow
look
that
like
field
that.
to get to its prey. But if the platypus
It looks
detects
so
something
innocent.
larger and
It
more
does, though.
dangerous, it can swim away
That's
before being
weird.
spotted.
It's funny how some
Despite
animals
being
just
super
look
cute,
like they
the
have
platypus is
a
known to
calm
be aggressive,
disposition,
and males can
some
be extra
animals have,
deadly
like,
thanks to poisonous spurs located on its
different,
hind
like-
legs.
Well, it's got some
More
poisonous
aggressive
The
spurs.
parasitoid
I know.
wasp. In between a predator and a parasite lies the parasitoid wasp.
Gross.
Over 100,000 different species of wasps are a special type of parasite that helps to
parasitoid
control pests from getting
wasp.
out of control. What makes these wasps so successful is their ability to zombify their host. Their venom blocks the chemical octopamine that controls the insect's motor functions. Once the host is zombified, the wasp can do whatever it wants with the newly made zombie. The wasp lays eggs inside or on top of its host.
That's
When the larvae
fascinating.
emerge, they begin eating their host alive.
That
Each
is
species of wasp
cold-blooded.
chooses
I
a
just got
different
done
type of
eating, man.
host, like caterpillars, ants, bees, ladybugs, flies,
Good thing I
cockroaches,
didn't
and
finish
even
my snack.
spiders. Other wasps lay eggs inside their host but do not zombify them. In these wasps, it is the eggs that control the host. When they hatch, the larva will stay inside the body. Instead of building a cocoon, they continue to control their host as they develop, using it as a bodyguard for the cocoons. Then, when the larva is fully developed, it bursts out of the host body, just like Alien. Number 2. The naked mole rat. This subterranean rodent native
hell
to East
no.
Africa can live up to 30
I don't
years.
like naked
While it
mole
may be
rats.
ugly,
That thing
Science
looks raw.
magazine
It looks
shows
so
this
ugly.
animal
Like a
as
slab
one
of
of
raw
the
meat.
year
I don't call
because of
many
its
things
resistance
ugly.
to pain and cancer.
That thing is
The mole
ugly.
rat is practically blind and uses hairs to navigate through the tunnels. They have 2
Look, it's
long
got
and
the
sharp
mane.
front teeth located
ugly.
outside of their jaw directly on their base.
It sure
This
ain't
helps
winning
the
no
animal dig
prizes
through
in the
the
beauty
tunnels
contest,
without
that's
getting
for
dirt in
sure.
its mouth. They live in a eusocial society where the mole rats
I
are
would be
ruled by a
pissed if I
single
was
queen
born
like
one
an
of them.
ant colony, which is very rare in mammals. They have a substance on their skin,
like, God.
hyaluronin,
God hate
that
me.
helps with cell replication and elasticity,
I'm like,
making
the
it
devil
resistant
made
to
me.
tumors. Scientists have been studying the naked
People
mole
gonna
rat
die,
in
man.
hopes of
God
finding
broke
a
the
cure
mold
for
when he made
cancer.
you. I'm like, the
Along
devil
with the
broke the mold
research
when he
into
made me
animals'
look like a
cancer
mold.
resistance, it was discovered that the mole rat is impervious to pain.
Ew.
When the animal is
Who's
born, it develops
impervious
a
to pain?
strong amino acid chain that runs through its nervous system,
Oh.
inhibiting
That is
the animal's
Look,
neuroreceptors
it's
from
got-
feeling
It's
pain.
got nipples.
And now for number 1.
They're like
But first,
warts.
be sure to subscribe and join the Origins Explained
Hell
family.
to the
Number 1.
dissolve.
It was one more.
No, and that was it. It was a naked asshole rat.
Cut. I ride to seek a meaning in life that I can't find. Existential crisis, tears of a life without a rhyme or reason. Times of drought and treason, unjust lives that were bleeding. My people's justice so jeopardized and I can't believe it. I wrote these anxious rhymes at the dawn of Christmas. A disposition of mind in times of inquisition, and a condition of stress sought out to be my